Yo, today we're taking a look at the MP-98 Night SMG, which is basically the FNP-90's great grandchild. But before we get started, I need you to do your democratic duty and hit that like and subscribe button.
This is a weapon of terror. It's made to intimidate the enemy. This is a weapon of war. It's made to kill your enemy.
Unless you're anything other than a light armored enemy that dies in less than 50 bullets. The Knight is only acquired through the Super Citizen version of Helldivers 2, which makes it the only weapon that requires you to spend real money to acquire. Of course, every weapon in the game requires real money to acquire, but fortunately Arrowhead has allowed us to acquire super credits by playing the game, so technically that makes this the only gun that you have to spend money to acquire. Yes, the MP-98 Knight has light armor penetration. All SMGs in the game besides the Reprimand have light armor penetration. Y'all are just weak. I like beating my balls in with a hammer. To make this SMG stand out amongst the others, they made it the fastest firing weapon in the game, beating out the Stalwart even at its highest RPM. That is until they brought in the M1000 Maxi Gun, which shoots around 200 bullets faster, which is honestly kind of crazy that it's just 200 bullets faster, because you're comparing this tiny SMG to a literal minigun. The Knight has a magazine capacity of 50 bullets, but can be given an extended mag of a whopping 20 extra bullets, which adds about a half a second of firing time when in full auto, I guess. Due to the fast firing nature of this gun, it is highly recommended that you bring an armor set with the Siege Ready perk so that you have extra magazines, because this thing will shred through your ammo. I'd also recommend keeping it in burst mode, which makes it a little less of a bullet hose. I tried it in single fire mode, but I just don't really like it in that mode. This gun is pretty solid on all three fronts. On the bot front, make sure to aim for the heads and other weak areas. On the bug front, it's good for dealing with the hordes of smaller enemies that try to swarm you, but that also drains your magazine fast, so be aware of that. It's pretty solid with dealing with anything on the squid front, excluding harvesters and stingrays. It's also good at dealing with the hordes of voteless, and it's good at spraying down overseers and flesh mobs. It might be hard to believe, but this gun is actually pretty good at taking out hulks on the bot front. If you put that thing in full auto and they manage to get behind them, you can blow out their back with just one magazine. It's also pretty decent with dealing with chargers in the same regard of blowing out their back and letting them bleed out. I don't have this gun maxed out to level 25 yet, so that means I don't have all of the attachments. But I have heard that with the correct attachments on this gun, it can compete with the Diligence DMRs. I tried it with the attachments that I had, and I personally don't really see that. It did not feel that good to me. But you might have a better experience than I did if you have all of the correct attachments for it. I personally think that this SMG is a pretty solid option in the game, though I admit I am a little biased. I grew up watching Stargate, so the P90 is king in my life. Like seriously, I use this in pretty much every game that it's available in. The mag capacity sucks, but I understand why you can't make the extended mag have too many extra bullets, because it's literally designed to fit into the weapon a certain way that you would have to extend the actual gun for the magazine to be bigger. Yes, I know it's a video game and not real, but Arrowhead has taken realism in account when making this game, so I figure that's probably the thought process they had when doing it. Unfortunately, I think the SMG 37 Defender is still a better option than the Knight, but I get tired of using the same guns every time, and like I said, I love P90s, so I kind of prefer using this one over the Defender. So, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Do you like the Knight, or would you rather stick with the old reliable Defender?